What's good, YouTube? It's the One Outcast back again, once again, with another one of these Rambles, where I talk about basically my thoughts on Rivals of Aether. And today I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on the July beta for Rivals 2. And honestly, again with June, to me, there's only a few things I want to talk about, and I'm gonna flip it around this time. I'm gonna talk about my dislikes first and what I liked. There's honestly quite a few that I liked in this one, and my thoughts on the future, and what I really hope, and I just really hope that they keep the upwards momentum, because this one was also a pretty solid patch. So yeah, let's get to it. Like I said, we're gonna start with the dislikes first, and I'm gonna go from non-negligible to where no, this really bothered me in this patch. So to start off, menus. My god, I like the online matchmaking menu. It is very good in my opinion, except for one flaw. Anytime, dude, they messed up the highlights. What I mean by that is that what you have actually selected, it's gray, and what's not selected is yellow. You honestly should just swap those two around. I think that would cause less confusion. Or, like how one of my friends suggested, just have a beam of light just shooting out to show what you're selecting. But yeah, that one's non-negligible, and again, I mentioned it last beta, and I don't expect them to fix it anytime soon, so I'm just gonna keep commenting on it. The controller menu, when you go to select controls, when making your profile, it looks like crap. It looks bad. Still, it looks very bare minimum, but again, I'm just gonna keep commenting on it until something changes. So yeah, cause it is really bad. Another thing to note is training mode still sucks. Now, I wouldn't mind it being this bad, but Aether Studios is still the same people that aren't guaranteeing ranked on release, despite having more support after the Kickstarter. So I just want to make sure and put it out there that we really should have a decent training mode on release. So yeah, and what I would want for training mode is the bare minimum, and that would be being able to speed up or slow down the game, as well as having DI set to the CPU. Either DI in, out, whatever, what have you. Another thing, and also tech roll out, in, all sorts of stuff, stuff like that. That is the bare minimum to me. That is what I want. And yeah, feel free to comment what else you'd want in training mode. But yeah, that's all I can think of off the top of my head for training mode. Now, I normally don't like commenting on mechanics and character stuff, but this patch really showed me some things that are just egregious, so I just didn't like it. First of them being parry. It sucks. It is terrible. Why is it in the game at this point? It is god awful. It's stupidly slow, and it's to the point where you can't even do a sliding parry. So good luck trying to parry Arcane Bubbles and Crag Down B. You might as well just not, and just completely zone them out at that point, or just completely rush in. It's no one or the other. I personally think parry should be better, because at that point, what's the point of having it if it's this bad? You don't get that much reward off of a parry if you do get one, if the opponent's far enough away. And yeah, again, feel free to prove me wrong why parry should be the way it is, but personally, I think it's awful. It's terrible. You shouldn't go for it at all. Now, the absolute biggest thing I did not like, it's two things actually. The biggest two things I disliked. But if you guys were following me on Twitch and were watching my live streams on YouTube, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. And what I'm talking about is, like, I don't care what it's called anymore. Crouch canceling or ASDI down. I don't freaking care, dude. Like, because they reverted how fast it comes out, right? Which is okay, yeah. But they kept the same values as the June beta. Now, because, like, they're in the experimental phase. You know what? Fair. But again, I disliked it because at that point it just felt crappy at low percents for games when it came to crouch canceling and or whatever the hell it is, because low percent feels like crap, mid percent it's alright, and then late percent it's awful again, because if you just hit down, the opponent's just living forever. At least in my experience. Call me a scrub. I don't care. This is just how I felt about it. You can disagree on me on this change, but personally, try out. It should just stop working at 80%. Like, whatever. The low percents can still feel crappy. Whatever, fine. But at late percents, like, nah. At late percent, it should just stop being so ridiculous. I am honestly tired of it. Now, the biggest thing, the absolute most atrocious thing I hate in this, even like when the betas first started, even when I played it at Genesis Live, I've always hated this, and it's the reverse hits. I hate them so much. They are awful. In the sense of, like, they just don't make sense. I greatly dislike them. I would rather just whiff at that point. If it comes down to it, I would rather just whiff. Because, honestly, like, how do you explain that to people that are not in the plat fighting space? One of my good friends, like, explained it to me, like, all moves that should reverse it is anything that has a sweeping motion. You know what? Fair. That completely makes sense. Because whenever I think of reverse hits, I think it was fleet back air. That makes sense to me. Crag F tilt. Sure. Great. That honestly should have a reverse hit. But most of the time, reverse hits that I see are Rano fair. It's just sweeping down. You should just get spiked. You shouldn't be going flying to the other side. Or Raster F-clap. Why am I getting hit by that? Like, what, dude? Why am I getting hit by the reverse hit of that? Why am I going flying on the other side of the stage? Crag fair. That one boggles my mind so much. Cause, alright, why do you care so much about the reverse hits? Okay, think of it like, here, I'm gonna give you the most extreme example, alright? Imagine Rivals 2 gets into EVO 2025. And it's game 10, you got somebody playing Raster, right? And then the Raster goes for a crazy combo, right? And then it ends with F-clap. And basically, oh, the other person gets hit by reverse hit reverse hit F-smash. And then the other person just dies at 80 because they DI'd the wrong way. That's your game 10 ending to EVO? Dude, how do I explain that to outsiders, like, that are just watching Rivals 2 for the first time? It's like, bro, that is the most wet fart ending I've ever seen. I would ever see, if that ever happened. That looks awful. That looks so bad. Like, that's just me though. That's how I see it. I don't know how everybody else perceives it, but honestly, like, the reverse hits to me are way worse than stuff with CC or ASDI down. I don't care. I honestly believe that they can fix that. But that's why I'm not too worried. But that's why, like, no. I'm more mad at the reverse hits as these betas go on. If I still love the game, but again, that's one aspect I absolutely despise. Now, moving on from that, I want to talk about what I liked about this patch. Now, the devs putting in an extra day, making it 4 days instead of 3 because of the new influx people that they've gotten that recently donated to the Kickstarter, because they didn't get access to it till later. And then the devs were like, huh, this ain't right, so let's make it 4 days and 4 days for the July beta instead. I really appreciate the devs for doing that. That shows that they cared. Dude, they could have just told everybody, yo, kick rocks if you got in late. You should have like believed in us. You should have believed in us earlier. So yeah, I really appreciate the devs for doing that. That's honestly very awesome of them. And another thing I really enjoyed is the cosmetics and the aspect of the cosmetics. The respawn plats, very nice. And I like the cosmetics so much that I bought Scarab Crag. So yeah, there's another extra, what, 12 Canadian dollars for you guys. So yeah, no, and I just like the possibility of like what they can do with that. Like, yeah, respawn plats. They could also do player cards, custom player cards too, and they could also change the font of the percents. Like, dude, I don't know. The sky's the limit for them on this. Ooh, another positive is new character just dropped, Orcane. And really, despite my gripes with him in R1 and how much I actually really hated fighting him in R1 because of like the egregious stuff that he can do. It's insane. And he more or less does the same thing in this game. But you know what? I really like him in this game. Why? Because he has a lot more personality in this game. And it showed in his character trailer, and it like really showed, and it really shows in this patch, like how fun he is, really. And seeing how everybody was getting hyped over this little dude, like, it makes me very happy. And it really kind of erases how I felt about him in Rivals 1, I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, that's another up. You know, I really dogged on CC earlier, but the devs also did this really neat thing, and it's how, like, there's an indicator if you're crouch canceling, for each hit, and honestly, that's actually pretty sick. Now, I hope they add in more indicators, like when did I use my air dodge, because that was in Rivals 1. So hopefully we see that in August, like as one of the many things that they added in the next patch. And yeah, despite how choppy like the replays menu is, or not choppy, but like how a little scuffed it is, like for example with replays, you can't just end the replay after one person's run out of the stock. You have to like rewind it a bit and then pull up the menu. But despite that, they've added a lot to replay. I didn't get a chance to use it all that much, but from what I was looking at, dude, it's actually insane. It is actually really insane, the amount of stuff they put in. I'm not gonna be lying to you on that one, because like it opens up so much for content creation. And yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to using that when the game fully releases, I'm gonna be honest. Now, one of the biggest highlights to me over this beta this month is the online. Oh my god. Dude, this felt amazing to me. At least, like, I didn't get screwed over for being from Vancouver. Because even connecting to servers like Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, dude, it felt amazing to me. Like, it's like, bro, I can't explain it. It just felt amazing to play in, and really it made me not want to go back to Rivals 1 because of how inconsistent that game is for online. But this game, consistent. I love the online for this game. It's amazing. Like, it's really an understatement of how I'm explaining it. Now, one thing that they did fix from the last beta is the region filters actually work this time. So, yeah. Because, like, I think they ran out of time last month. So, like, hey, yo, I hope that was first priority for them here. Another big change that they did was adding a hidden MMR, and geez, dude, it felt amazing. Fighting people and knowing who is above my weight class or is around it, because it did not feel that it was still fun, but it, like, in the back of my mind it's like, damn bro, I really just bullied this person like last month and any times before that, any betas before that. And yeah, no, it felt great. I actually dropped a lot of sets at the end, and you know what, it just shows me, yeah, no, dude, there's still a mountain for you to climb. Don't stop. Don't stop grinding, because it literally never stops now for me. That's what this hidden MMR tells me. Like, I fought Plup, I even fought Squanto, and I was like, damn bro, I'm getting rolled on. I should like strive to improve. That's what it tells me. But yeah, and again, like, the gameplay still felt amazing despite like my two gripes. And yeah, that's like all of my likes for this game, or well, I mean for this month, because August we still have stuff to look forward to. Overall, I am very satisfied with the July beta, and I'm still a believer gameplay-wise of Rivals 2. They're killing it there. 80 Studios is killing it in like the gameplay and the netcode so far, and really they show a lot of heart in this game, and it shows in their characters and like how much they care about some of the fans' feedback, and they actually implement some of it too. And I'm really happy that it's panning out to, like, I hope it's panning out to the majority of plat fighting fans, and that they can keep the upwards momentum going forward, because it is on an up right now, at least in my eyes. Now, usual self-showing, like, subscribe if you like what I had to say, and all that good stuff. Leave a comment on like what you want to see in August or on release. And follow me on Twitter and on Twitch. On Twitch and YouTube I stream Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.